This is the Unapologetic Podcast. It is yours truly, TJ Jones. Thanks for checking out the podcast. I really do appreciate it. Want to give a special shout out to everyone listening. If this is your first time checking out the podcast, hopefully it won't be your last. This podcast focuses on the best and the hottest topics in all of pop culture, and we also throw some life lessons in there every now and then. But before I get started, I want to give a special shout out to my homeboy AB, my boy Abba Sims, man. He was on last week's episode, and it was one of my highest viewed videos and podcasts that I've done. So special shout out to him. AB has been my homeboy for over 10 years. We met when I lived in Dallas, Texas, and we've been chopping it up ever since, man. So shouts out to AB. Y'all check him out on Facebook, facebook.com, search Abba Sims, ABBA Sims. All right, so y'all support my boy. He got some t-shirts coming out real soon, and y'all go to his page on Facebook and check it out. Also, I want you all to check out Red's View on youtube.com. youtube.com, search Red's View, R3D View. He talks about some of the hottest topics in pop culture as well, and not to mention, he's a dope hip-hop artist as well. So y'all check out Red's View on YouTube. youtube.com, search Red's View. R3D apostrophe S View. But let's go ahead and get started, man. I'm really excited about doing this podcast, even though I'm extremely tired. I'm gonna be honest with you. Hell, I'm tired. Whew, bruh. If you don't know, me and my fiance, we just had our first child, Paxton. Man, shouts out to Paxton. Daddy loves you, son. But Paxton, you know, he's transitioning, and you all know when you have a newborn baby, they don't know the difference between day and night. So even though you're around in the daytime, he sleep all day, but you have to think about how he is just preparing to keep you up all night long. I mean, you know, having to feed him every 3 hours, getting up at 2 a.m. and again at 5. And then you have to be at work at your regular job, your regular 9 to 5 at 7. I mean, it can get a little bit exhausting. So, I mean, I was out yesterday. Me and my fiance, we took him out. We went to the mall to buy him some clothes. And I just remember I felt like I was just sleepwalking, man. You know, people were talking to me and stuff like that. And, and it was like so hard to respond to it, man. I felt like a walking, talking zombie, man. I was like, wow. I mean, but I'm gonna be honest. I mean, it's one of the most fulfilling things in my life is to be a father. I mean, it puts your life into perspective. And even though I'm tired, I wouldn't trade it for the world, man. Just holding that little boy in the middle of the night, you know, feeding him and talking to him and singing to him. And, I mean, it's an amazing experience, man. I love being a father. You know, I mean, it's tiring, but nevertheless, I mean, it has its benefits. And I love my son to death, and I'm glad he's here. And I'm just going to be tired until he figure out that daytime we stay awake and at night we go to sleep. But let's go ahead and talk about some topics that need to be discussed. I want to talk about Beyonce and JayZ. Now, this power couple, they were at the NBA Finals. The NBA Finals is a game between the Golden State Warriors and the Toronto Raptors. And this game is pretty exciting because you have a team that was an underdog in the Toronto Raptors. They went up 3-1 in the series. Now, if the Toronto Raptors win one more game, they are the NBA champions, and they knock off a team where a lot of people thought were unstoppable. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. That should be the topic of discussion, right? I mean, the Toronto Raptors, the underdog, upsetting the powerhouse, which is the Golden State Warriors, but you know, we ain't got no time for that, right? I mean, who goes to a basketball game and talks about basketball when you got Beyonce and JayZ on the sidelines along with the owner of the Golden State Warriors' wife, Nicole Karan, and Nicole Karan leaning over to talk to JayZ? I mean, honestly, man, who has time to talk about a basketball game when we have a person in the front row invading the personal space of Beyonce, talking to Beyonce's husband, JayZ? Who in the hell does she think she is? I mean, all up in the face of Beyonce's man. You know, there should be a federal law. That's right, a federal law that states that nobody can come as close as 3 feet to JayZ at all times. And you know the crazy thing about this? There's some insane, obsessed ass is probably nodding their head right now and saying, they should make a law like that. Get a life, all right? Look, check this out. If you have not heard, Beyonce and JayZ, they were courtside at the NBA Finals, and they were guests of the NBA owner, Joe LaCobb, and his wife, Nicole Karan. Now, they were guests at the game, and there's this video that's going around, this picture that's going around of Nicole Karan leaning over in front of Beyonce to talk to JayZ. Now, we all know how it goes. I mean, the media, they pounce on these type of stories like a dog in heat, and they always just trying to find some type of narrative. But she leans over in front of Beyonce, and she started talking to JayZ. And, of course, we got a picture of Beyonce looking like she is just frustrated. And it looks as if she's frustrated because this woman, Nicole Karan, is talking to JayZ. But it doesn't take the Beehive long, right? It doesn't take the Beehive long to come to the defense of the almighty Queen Bee. I mean, so they go on social media and they start to go in on this woman. I want you to pay attention to this. They go in on this woman talking about Nicole Karan, even giving her death threats. I'm going to say that again. Start talking badly about this woman and even started to give the woman death threats on the behalf of Beyonce. Man, anybody that knows me knows that, how I feel about Beyonce. You know how I feel about her. I mean, I think that she's an incredible artist. I think that she makes great music. And I love the fact that she makes music to give people hope. And she gives people this level of confidence that they probably wouldn't have. But some of these people that are fans of Beyonce are absolutely insane. And you people need to get a fucking life. I mean, honestly, get a life. Do you really think that Beyonce needs your help? Honestly, do you think that she really needs your help? Or better yet, do you think that Beyonce really gives a flying fuck what you think? Because in reality, she does not. All right? Beyonce has a convoy, okay, of bodyguards that are similar to that of a Barack Obama or a Donald Trump, a presidential style convoy that protects her at all times. Now, I'm about to say something that is really going to really hurt your feelings, probably really going to make you upset. And some people, this might really piss them off. But here it is. Beyonce does not need your damn help. Beyonce doesn't need your damn help. And as a matter of fact, if you were anywhere near Beyonce, let's just say you try to go up to her and try to talk to her, there's somebody that is going to body slam your ass right then and there. You're not even going to get close to this woman. So my question to all of you people out there, why in the hell are you wasting your time going after a woman for leaning over to talk to JayZ? Who in the hell are you? Okay? Who in the hell are you? And then you need to stop listening to every freaking media outlet that comes out. Because just because, I don't know, USAWritesThis.com comes out with a story and they said that Beyonce feels offended, does not mean that's the truth. You idiots, okay? Find yourself a credible source, okay? If you found yourself a credible source, like me, you would actually know that Nicole Karan only leaned over Beyonce to talk to JayZ to get his drink order. Because, of course, they were her guest. She did invite them to the game. So if you ever had a house party, a graduation party, or a dinner of any kind, you know that you want to be a good hostess to your guest. And she leaned over to get JayZ's order because it was just kicking off the next quarter of the game and the crowd was loud and she could not hear what JayZ was saying. You freaking idiots. Okay, so find out what the hell is going on before you jump out the window and give a woman death threats. If you're one of those people that gave that woman death threats, you are a sick individual. And I hope Beyonce never meets you because you'll probably end up in jail or beaten up really badly because you take your fandom way too serious. It's one thing to be a fan of somebody and love their music, but it's another thing to be a sick ass person that wants to feel as if they have Beyonce's back. Because Beyonce doesn't give a damn, okay? She doesn't give a damn. She got people for that. She don't need these people out here behind their phones or behind their computers trying to go to war for her. Trust me, she'll be all right. So, Beehive, Beyonce fans, chill the hell out, okay? Go out here, get yourself a life, and keep it moving, all right? Get a life. That's it. I mean, having a life is great. It's such a wonderful thing. I mean, you see such great things when you have a life. You experience such great things when you have a life. When you're not just sitting around wondering, WWBD, what would Beyonce do? Life is so much better. So take this moment to reflect on your life and realize how fucking jacked up it is that you are absolutely obsessed with someone who doesn't need your help. And then log off and go find a life of your own. Trust me, it will be the greatest decision that you ever made. This is the Unapologetic Podcast. Yours truly, TJ Jones. Before I get up out of here, I want to talk a little bit about a story that just broke, and it involves rapper Bushwick Bill. Now, if you don't know who Bushwick Bill is, he was a part of a famous rap group in the early 90s called the Ghetto Boys. Now, if you don't know who the Ghetto Boys is, well, here's a little clip.
Checking my telephone for text. I'm staring at the woman on the corner. It's messed up when your mind is playing tricks on you.
That's right. Bushwick Bill passed away at the age of 52 years old. He had a brief stint with cancer. Turns out he had stage 4 cancer. And a couple months ago, Bushwick Bill announced that he had cancer to the world, and this is what he had to say.
There's like, well, we see a mass on your pancreas and we can't understand because it's not alcohol, it's not sugar, it's not diabetes, it's not, went through all kinds of stuff. They said it was stage 4 pancreatitis cancer. Stage 4 is like, I've been getting tested and they said it was a mass, but it was benign. And I'm like, does benign mean it could be cancer? And there's like, it's just a mass with no purpose. So it was just crazy to find out that it doesn't, pancreatic cancer is undetected until it's in the 4th or 5th stage. I've been keeping it to myself, but I'm getting ready to tell Scarface and Willie D, and I've only told close family members, you know what I mean? But that's about it. But I figure keeping it to myself is not really helping nobody. And it's not like I'm afraid of dying, because if anyone knows anything about me from Ever So Clear, you know, I died and came back already in June 19th, 1991. So I know what it's like on the other side. So that's not what really it's about. It's about life and loving life and being there for family, and not just starting a dream or getting married or getting your first house and then finding out you got pancreatic cancer. You can't even live out the rest of your dream. You know, I just want people to be aware so that way when they set dreams and goals, they're healthy enough to fulfill and live.
Wow, strong stuff from Bushwick Bill. He also mentioned that he was going to put out 3 albums, and he wanted to do that because he wants his children to actually have money when he is gone. So for those that are Bushwick Bill fans, go out there and support the project. The proceeds are going to his children. You know, it's sad when you hear stories like this. I mean, a guy was 52 years old, and anybody that watched Bushwick Bill, like growing up like me, I was fortunate enough to know who Bushwick Bill was, and it had a lot to do with my 2 uncles, my Uncle Isaac and my Uncle Jerry. I mean, these guys were my uncles, but they were more like my brothers. I mean, my Uncle Jerry is maybe 5 years older than me, and my Uncle Isaac is 7. So it was more like me growing up in a house with my brothers, and they introduced me to the Ghetto Boys. And I remember my Uncle Isaac dubbed me Bushwick Bill. back in the day. I still don't know to this day why he called me Bushwick Bill. I mean, I just don't know. I don't see the resemblance. Maybe because I was short at the time. I don't know. That's probably the only thing I had in common with Bushwick Bill. But nevertheless, it's very, very sad, man. A true hip hop legend, especially in the South. The Ghetto Boys, they were a huge group in the Houston, Texas area. We all know about Scarface, Willie D. I mean, two of the best MCs, especially Scarface. A lot of people look at him as one of the greatest MCs to ever touch the mic. And they made a group alongside Bushwick Bill. And the song that I played, of course, My Mind Playing Tricks. I mean, I seen like a couple little parodies where they were actually using this song. But once upon a time, this was one of the hottest hits in the streets. And these guys were legendary. So once again, rest in peace to Bushwick Bill. My condolences go out to his family and his friends, Willie D, Scarface, the whole Houston, Texas area, and anybody whose life he touched in a positive way. But this has been the Unapologetic Podcast. Please subscribe to the Unapologetic Podcast on Facebook. Go to facebook.com, search Unapologetic Radio. The Unapologetic Radio page is where you can hear the Unapologetic Podcast, and you can also check out Unapologetic Radio. It is a 24-hour online streaming station that plays hip-hop and R&B. Some of the hottest music of today, as well as back in the day. So check it out. And also subscribe to the YouTube channel, youtube.com, search Unapologetic Radio. Till next time, all I have to say is, we global.